Welcome to Capture the World with Dee. Interviews with companies and individuals to learn more about digitally capturing the built world. Video, drone, 3D tours, pictures, panoramas, and more. And now your host, a social influencer and community activist, Dee Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Capture the World with Dee. I'm your host, Dee Johnson. Joining me today is the owner of Ark Plan, a collective of architects and designers specializing in 2D and 3D floor plans. He's very exciting and he has a very interesting story. So please, without further ado, help me welcome Ricardo Pacheco. Good morning, Ricardo. Thanks for joining me today. How are you?
Heidi, how are you? Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, Ricardo is the owner of Ark Plan, which is a company that does 2D and 3D floor plans. So, Ricardo, let's start out by telling yourself and how Ark Plan came to be.
Sure. I'm an architect. I'm from Mexico, from Mexico City, but I have 7 years living in Guadalajara. That it's called the new, it's the Silicon Valley of Mexico.
Hmm.
We have a great company that uh, make application and something like that. It's not that big as Silicon Valley in the United States, but it's what they call it here. Um, I have approximately 5, 6 years with this company, Ark Plan, and everything started because my fiance. So I bought her a 360 camera because she's on real estate business. And the main problem that we see when we received a floor plan from another company was that they don't have that feeling that an architect maybe has
Hmm.
or have. So that's basically the history, how we start with Arc Plan, doing floor plans for my fiance, and after that we think, hey, why don't you to grow up this for other people?
So, so your fiance is a real estate agent, and she has a 360 camera, and she was
Yes,
doing Matterport scans with that camera.
yes, yes. She do matter for scan.
So why would you do the floor plans for her? Why wouldn't she
Uh,
just?
the main problem is that when we ask a floor plan to send us or to do or her plans, we receive it misaligned, or we have sometimes problems with customer service as we ask for change, and the turnaround of that change take a little bit long. That
Yeah.
the time that we need to deliver information. So I create a collective of architects here in Guadalajara from uh, colleagues from school, and we decide that we can deliver with, I don't want to say much quality, because the quality of Matterport had it, but yes, with that feeling, with that knowledge that an architect or a designer have.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So when you actually scan with a spherical camera and do a Matterport, you actually cannot order floor plans from Matterport. So that's one reason not to order them, because you can't. Um, but yes, so companies like yours will offer the ability for people who've scanned with Matterport using a spherical camera to order floor plans. But it's not just Matterport, right?
No, we can receive multiple links. That is, it's quicker for us. but we actually we can receive sketches,
Hmm.
drawing doing by hands, or maybe a virtual tour. We can do it with a virtual tour. I talked with Zach, the owner of Cloud Panel, and actually he asked me if if my team can do a test,
Hmm.
right, in order to know how fast is or turn around, and the quality, and we're talking about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be actually that would be a good marriage of the two. So Cloud Pano and Arc Plan, because I know Cloud Pano is coming up with the ability to do floor plans from the 360 panos,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
nice.
Yes. 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 Actually, the idea right now is to do some tests, trying to do floor plans just with the virtual tour. It's more complicated than to have a Matterport link,
Hmm.
but it's
Yes.
not impossible. We just need a one reference measure for a wall, and do all the work.
So that's the game changer right there. So if you can do, so right now you don't do that. Right now you just go from Matterport, GeoCV, Cupix, Nest, 3D Nest, right?
Yes. Right.
So if you take the next step and you work with Cloud Pano even or any company and you can create floor plans from 360 panos, that's a game changer.
Yes, is we need to see which could be the turnaround, because it's more complicated, because we need to walk through from the of the tour
Hmm.
and take each measure of each wall,
Hmm.
but it does supposed to be a problem. Actually, that is something that sometimes we do with Matterport links. We saw that sometimes Matterport scan is misaligned, so
Hmm.
we need to enter to the dollhouse, to the virtual tool, and trying to have a comprehension
Hmm.
of the area of the site. So there is nothing new that we already don't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So how much do your floor plans cost?
Uh, we start in $10. Sometimes it's more complicated. Uh, we manage from, well, I'm going to say a number, but 1 square foot to 2,500,
Hmm.
and we increase from that. The advantage with us is that we have no limit of square footage, right? So if you do a museum, we're in talking with some people that they work with museums, and they want the floor plans with schools. We don't have a restraint
Yeah.
of square footage,
Yeah.
so we can do it from 25,000 to, I don't know,
S-
higher.
So that's good because other floor plan companies out there have a restriction on size.
Yes, yes. Sometimes it's because they do it with some programs.
Yep.
I don't know, with Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop
Hmm.
or something like that. We normally use AutoCAD or Revit, so
Ah,
it's
okay.
nothing. Yeah, we don't have that problem. Actually, in my previous work with a company, being an employee, uh, we do resorts. So actually,
Oh,
you can do, well, I'm going to talk about 162,000 square meters.
wow.
So practically is the double, no,
Hmm.
in square feet.
Okay, that's a lot. That's big. So that's good to
Yes.
know. Yeah. So I think, okay, so I'm going to ask you later what your secret sauce is. So I don't want to give it away. But
Okay.
maybe we should
Okay.
talk about that sooner rather than later because your secret sauce is really the key to why people should use you and not other floor plan companies.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So what is your secret sauce, Ricardo?
Oh, secret sauce. Well, we do what we like to do, right? And when you do that, the things you do always going to be well,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We care about one type of customers, and that type of customer is the one who need floor plans. If Arc Plan is part of or a collective of architects and other companies that we have, the main name of the company is Arc Studio. So in Arc Studio, we do several things like time lapses.
Mhm.
No, you can find us in Facebook like Arc Labs, or you can find us like Arc 360. But in ArcPlan, we just focus in that in floor plans for clients who need that, right? So we can focus in our marketing, in tailor our brand, and offer different kind of styles
Mhm.
of floor plans, right?
Mhm.
So that's the principal activity that I'm focused on. If I have a lot of things to do, my main concern is Arkland, because
Okay.
Arkland has an organic grow up like company. Yes,
Okay. So Teddy says you're talking in square meters. Yeah, I know Teddy. He's from Mexico.
yeah,
All right, Teddy. I don't know how to translate square meters to square feet. But anyway, okay. So yes, you're right. So Arc Studio is the main company, and it has different components. And one of the components, which is the one that you're mainly focused on right now, is Arc Plan, which is the floor plan business. Okay.
yes,
And it's made up of architects and designers.
yes, that's right.
That's key. Okay, so now you have smart people working on these floor plans. All right. So one of the things that happens a lot is you get like a Matterport scan. And especially when you use a spherical camera, some things can be a little bit off. Like exterior walls can sometimes have little jaggies, we call them, like little indents, right?
Yes.
So how do you deal with those?
Well, it's difficult if you're trying to solve it inside of the tour, because sometimes there is a middle wall, an intermediate wall that doesn't allow you to see if you have that like that bump in some walls.
Hmm.
So we use the criteria that we have as architects, right? If not all the houses are square, just square houses, uh, for us, we're trying to comprehend. Sometimes we use Google Street View
Yep.
in order
Hmm.
that we have
Smart. Hmm.
some. Yeah, we go to the location and try to figure out how is the house, right?
Yep.
But actually, it's a criteria that we have, that we don't have that small.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I call them jaggies. So,
Yeah, that jaggy. So when you have, I don't know, a jaggy that have 3 foot, well, maybe that could be.
yes, I agree. If there's a 3 foot jump, typically it's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
it
when you
could
have
be.
the 1 or 2 little inches.
No.
Typically, and in the US anyway, most homes aren't made where the exterior wall has all these bumps in and out, right? If you look at most American homes, they're straight. You can have a
Yes.
couple of jut outs or stuff, but they're pretty obvious. And you can normally see that through Google Street View.
Yes, that's right. And the important thing here for clients that is, well, we work with real estate agents and companies,
Hmm.
is that what they need is the inside of the house, the information that is inside of the
Hmm.
house. So if we do an exterior work that is all aligned, uh, sometimes they don't care if they have those little jags or not. Uh, they want to know exactly how many square foot
Yeah.
they have in each room.
Yeah. So if you have anything that's inaccurate will cause inaccurate measurements.
Yes.
And there are other floor plan companies out there who will remain unnamed, but that was my pet peeve. An exterior wall doesn't have 1 or 2 inches that are continually jaggy on the exterior. So with an architect, they're smart, right? They can go, okay, let me look at Google Street View. Does this make sense architecturally, right? I can make an adjustment. I've seen Matterport floor plans come back where the walls are slanted. And it's like, okay, most buildings aren't made with like walls at an angle. Like they're perpendicular for the most part. It and I that was a pet peeve of mine, and I kept saying no, 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 no. Use a little bit of common sense. But when you have non-architects and you just have people in Vietnam or wherever making these, you can't do that because they don't have that ability to make those common sense judgment calls. So that's, I think, where your secret sauce is. You have smart people who have knowledge in this field who can make those
Yes.
calls, right? Who can make little adjustments when they know that the Matterport scan is wrong. Because not the Matterport scan isn't always spot on accurate.
Yes, and as you say, maybe that is our secret sauce, that we care about the work that we are going to deliver as if
Hmm.
was our job, right? If you order a plan, I'm going to take care of, like, if I order a plan from another person and I want to receive a good product.
Yes.
So yes, as you say, the main problem with another companies is that they hire some people in another countries,
Yeah.
but they do the plans in, as I say, in Adobe Illustrator or something like that. That it's fine if you have that criteria. But if you only want uh, to produce, and you don't take the time to maybe see for 1 minute or 2 minute
Yeah.
plans, I don't know, you're going to receive a product with some deficits, and you will need, actually, you need to deliver good things. And why is that? Because you're not going to receive complaints or custom services that need to be some change or something like that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we actually have, from, I don't know, 10 plans in a day, sometimes none of complaints, or I don't know, or customer services is good, but maybe we have a lot of people and they don't do too much because we
Yeah.
don't receive.
So, what is the average number of percentage of fixed requests that come in that of plans
Uh,
that need modifications?
I could say less than the 1%.
Yeah, see, so other companies are at 50%. That tells you
No.
something, right? That
Yeah,
something is
that's a
wrong,
problem.
and that adds time. So if I'm a real estate agent, I get my floor plans back. I have to submit a change because something is wrong, right?
Yes.
Again, it takes another day or two to get that back. And oftentimes I've seen it go 2 to 3 times, like you have to do that process. And by then, the house is already on the market, you know. The real estate industry is quick. You can't
Yes.
afford to keep the time to make all these changes. So that's a definite benefit that you offer. Okay,
Yeah.
so not only do you offer the 2D black and white floor plans like other companies, but you also offer.
3D, we actually offer 3D plans, and some 3D models that help to comprehend the house. Because if you are not an architect and you see a floor plan with no furnitures,
Mhm.
sometimes it's difficult to comprehend if your bed is going to fit in that room, or if your living is
Uh,
going to be like you want it.
uh,
So we provide, from the scans, 3D models, perspectives, and we deliver with that the floor plan in 3D. We don't have any problem because we need to model that house. So there is no problem to put in a presentation the floor plan, perspective, and a 3D model.
yeah, so that's good. So not only you get black and white, 2D.
Mm.
You can have color in 2D, right?
Yes, we have
And
cut of colors.
you can have a 3D. Now I know there's a lot of photographers out there who do floor plans who always order 3D floor plans, like Mike Madsen in Las Vegas. So that's a service that other companies don't offer. So that's nice. And yeah, it is nice to see them, see the 3D rendering.
Yes, looks pretty awesome. Helps you to comprehend more the space,
Yep.
and I like to. Well, I prefer to the black and white floor plans, but that's because I'm an architect, right?
Well, but
And
there's
I
different uses for different ones. Like every cruise ship that I've looked at has a 3D rendering of the room. So I know where all the furniture is, right? So when I get there, it's not
yes,
a surprise. Like Airbnb would be nice to have a
yes,
3D plan showing me where the existing furniture is
yes,
so I know
yes,
how many beds there are. You don't get that in a 2D floor plan.
right,
The use for a 2D floor plan, especially black and white, is for when you want to put hotspots on it. So Cloud Pano has the ability to import a floor plan, put a button where all your photos were taken, and that's how you view the photos, right? I've always said
yes,
this, that the silly film strip where you view photos, you go from one to the next, is going obsolete. People are going to map them onto a floor plan, and then you just choose them that way, and then you know exactly where that photo is taken. Because a lot of times I'll see a picture of a bathroom and I'm like, I have no clue where this bathroom is in this house, because you just see the bathroom, you don't see the hallway that tells you how it connects to everything else. So having that layout and knowing where that bathroom is with respect to other rooms really helps. And then it's like, oh, that's the picture of this bathroom and not the other bathroom, right?
yes. Yes, that's right. And it goes by the hand with something that is well, it's not new, but it's growing up like the virtual stagging.
Yep.
So sometimes we receive links from Matterport that they doesn't have any furniture, and the client asks us if we can put some FF&E, sorry, some finished floors and furniture, equipment, and something like that. Uh, you could do that with a virtual stagging, or we can receive it from a 3D view, a 3D model.
Yeah. So virtual
Uh,
staging. Yeah. A lot of
yes,
people ask for that as well. And
yeah,
it helps because when you can visualize things, sometimes it's hard for people to say, well, this is just an empty house. How would it really look if I put all my furniture in there? And it gives them different ideas, right? So,
yes, right.
yeah.
That's a fancy name, I think, virtual stagging. Yeah, right, because for us, it's a render. It's like rendering the space. So actually, to do a virtual staging is quite the same idea. We use 3D Max, and we need to model all the walls and the ceiling, the
Hmm.
floors, the exteriors, and something like that. And after that, we do all the FF&E.
The what? The FF what?
The FF&E, we call it here in the architectural world. It means finish floor, finish furniture and equipment.
Oh, I learned something new. Okay. I'm going to speak architectural lingo now. All right. So, so your products come and you get back a JPEG,
Uh,
right?
yes, we well sometimes we have a special we receive a special request, but we usually deliver in PDF and JPG.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes PNG.
Uh-huh.
Some customer ask us for PNG
And
instead
if
of
so, if you
JPG.
want different types, you can ask for that.
Yes,
So now
if you
you
have a special request, you can ask us.
and you said you do all of your floor plans using Revit or AutoCAD.
We it depends. It depends of the complexity of the space.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a 3D a 3D floor plan, we use Revit because Revit works like if you are in construction. So you need to put first the floor, after the walls, the ceilings, the slabs, and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. So it depends, but normally we do it in AutoCAD. So if the client needs the source file, we can provide it too.
Oh, okay, that's good because a lot of these floor
Yes,
plans you don't get that. And then you have to take the floor plan if you want to go into AutoCAD and trace over it again.
yes,
Okay, so this is another secret sauce over here. You can offer the AutoCAD ready files because you're doing it
yes,
in AutoCAD, which is so different from a lot of other companies. Okay, well, that's good. And your
yes.
price is better because if you order from Matterport, if you could, it would be $15. But if you order from you,
Yes,
it's $10. And your
$10.
turnaround time for a normal 2D black and white floor plan.
In our page, we say that we have a turnaround of between 12 and 24 hours, but normally in most of the time is less than 12 hours.
Yeah, so they're right on it. You'll get them back quickly with
Yes,
about a 1% chance that you'll have to make a change, which is nice. So it's hassle free, it's quick, it's cheaper, it's done by people who love what they're doing, and it shows. That's the difference, right?
yes.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yes, actually, we're working with cloud points too because we work with architects, engineering, and construction,
Hmm.
and we have some clients, some many clients that ask for to do their as-built plans. So they start with a project, and after that, well, in construction, you're never going to have what is in plan to the reality. So
Yep.
you have some changes,
Yep.
and they don't want to do it. They want to pass to another construction. So what they do, we hire a Matterport Pro
Hmm.
person. They do all the scans, or with a Leica BLK 360, I think it is the scan of Leica.
The Leica, the BLK 360. Uh huh.
Yes, and we received the point cloud,
Yep.
and after
Hmm.
that we delivered the model in Revit,
Hmm.
and we delivered plans, we delivered uh, facades, sections.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're really like an AutoCAD. You're architects, right? You're not
Yes, we are
just people
architects.
drawing pictures.
Yes, right.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So you're true architects. So you can take the output. So when you scan with the BLK 360, you get a point cloud automatically within the camera. You can export
Yes,
that, right? And then you
yes,
can build in Revit with that.
yes,
So it's
yes,
so we're not talking about just floor plans. We're talking about AutoCAD.
yes. We're talking about if the client needed, and if you have a special request, you can approach to
Yep.
us and share to us your needs,
Yep.
and we can figure out what we can offer to you.
So my experience with Ricardo and his team is they're super responsive. So if you have any special needs, just contact them and let them know. So the website is ARKS, like ARCS, dash
Arcs.
studio, studio.com. I've put it
That's
in
right.
the description of this podcast. So check them out, the website. It's pretty cool. And remember, this is not just lines on a paper. These are true architects that are drawing your floor plans. They use their common sense. You're not going to get jaggies. You're not going to get slanted walls. You're going to get a quality product, and that's the difference. All right. So,
Right.
anything else you want to add, Ricardo?
Uh, well, no, the info is in our page. You can look at. We accept payments via PayPal. Or website has certificates, SSL certificates. So
Hmm.
you don't want to have
Yep.
any problem with payments.
PayPal or credit card,
And
right?
yes, so nothing else for me. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, good
You can
luck.
go to our page and
Yeah, definitely check them out. It's
give us a like.
arks-studio.com.
That's
This is
right.
Ricardo. He's really good to work with, and he's super cute anyway. Like all you ladies out there. I had to embarrass you once during this, Ricardo. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no. Don't worry. But I'm just going to say that sorry for the ladies because my fiance is in the next room. So if she hear
Oh,
that,
well, she's
she's
a
going
lucky
to kill me.
girl. No, she's a lucky girl. And
Thank you
you're
very much.
such a nice person and you're so good to work with. And so I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join me today.
No, thank you for the invitation. And as I told you, it's my pleasure to be here in your podcast with the superstar that you are. I told you.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope you learned something today just like I have. This has been Capture the World with Dee. I will see you again next week. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.